My name is Brett Brownlee.
My name is Patrice Brownlee.
My name is Chloe Dean.
My name is Asia Coleman.
My name is Qualisha Howard.
My name is Saritha Green.
My name is Shantae Martin.
My name is Kiara Reed.
And I'm Chris.
And I am Ate Brownlee.
It's just me and the wall, right? I can't have that.
Right.
Okay, cool. So I would like to thank you for your time and participation in advance. Okay, so let's imagine that it's dinner party time and you want to impress your friends, but you cannot cook. Your food is usually bland and your friends make fun of you for it. However, you're ready to change the status quo. What do we usually put in food to make it taste better?
Salt, seasoning,
Butter.
salt and pepper.
Herbs and spices, right? So you grab your Lorry's, garlic powder, Cajun seasoning, poultry seasoning, and whatever else you can think of, you make a bomb meal. It's a hit and your friends love it. We can all agree that herbs and spices add taste to dishes, which increases their complexity and makes it more interesting to us, right?
Right.
So in the same way that we add herbs and spices to our food to make it more interesting to whoever's eating it, public speakers use rhetorical devices to spice up their speeches so they can enhance the experience of those on the receiving end of their presentations. When you use rhetorical devices, your presentation will become more impactful as well as more pleasurable to listen to. I am Jonathan Brownlee, a sophomore at Delta State University. Over the past 16 weeks, I have acquired the ability to create and deliver effective speeches while attending the public speaking course offered at Delta State University. Today we will define rhetoric, then we will explore some examples of rhetorical devices, and finally we will discuss the crucial role that rhetorical devices play in the realm of public speaking. So first, let us start by discussing what exactly is rhetoric. I think to understand the importance of rhetorical devices, you have to be aware of the goal of public speaking. British writer David Fleming said that rhetoric can be defined as conceptualized, discrete verbal art. In public speaking, it's basically the strategic use of communication to accomplish a purpose or purposes with a specific audience. That could be to inform, persuade, entertain, or inspire. It could be used for ethical purposes like raising awareness for climate change, or it could be used for unethical purposes, which is often what you see during presidential campaigns when two opponents are trying to tarnish each other's reputation. The point is, though, if you're trying to change or reinforce beliefs, values, habits, or actions of your audience, as a speaker, you want your listeners to be actively involved, not bored. You want to give them a reason to engage. And as I mentioned previously, when you use rhetorical devices, your presentation will become more impactful as well as more pleasurable to listen to. Next, let's explore some examples of rhetorical devices. Think of rhetorical devices as communication tools. A lot of things that you would think of as just regular, everyday modes of communication are actually rhetorical devices. It's just that most people do not plan the use of rhetorical devices in communication. Professor Adam Perry said the language a poet uses is just another way of looking at the world. In public speaking, that's just what rhetorical devices are, just another way of considering things from a speaker's point of view. I'm sure you have all heard common rhetorical devices like metaphors and similes, which are comparisons using like or as, onomatopoeias, alliteration, Sally sells seashells by the seashore, and so on. But how many of you know what a euphemism is? One example that you may be familiar with is like, he's a little touched. See, you know what euphemisms are, but you didn't know what they were called before. What about delignia? It's like when we used to check each other in school. It's a rhetorical insult with using a string of adjectives. The more nastier and elaborate, the better. I don't know if you guys remember this, but one good example is that song "Looking Boy" by Hot Styles. That's a really good example. But fake ID, can't get in the club looking boy, remember me. Still, heck no, you can, no. But my point is, I want you to see how using rhetorical devices can bring life to a public speaker's presentation. Graphic designer and educator Catherine McCoy said, seduction is a key role in persuasion. Author Ying Chen said that the way we argue is important, and economist Jacob Blazer said that whether or not a listener takes a suggestion of the speaker depends on the information possessed by the speaker. And now, what does all that mean? It's not so much what you say, it's how you say it. as a public speaker, you want to win the attention of your audience in a way that interests them and will give them something of a benefit. And rhetorical devices help us do that. They add power to our speeches, and also they make them easier to remember. They add a special power to our speeches, sort of like a punchline in a rap song. It's a definite moment of impact that really garners the attention of your audience. And in conclusion, we have defined rhetoric, we have also explored some examples of rhetorical devices, and we have discussed the crucial role that rhetorical devices play in the realm of public speaking. And as I come to a close, I'd like to leave with this quote by Winston Churchill that I thought was pretty funny. I don't know if you guys will or not. A good speech should be like a woman's skirt, long enough to cover the subject and short enough to create interest.
No, how about that?